Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is your host, Saara, and today is our first episode in English in the show called How Are You? And in today's first episode special guest, we are having Shabana, Technical Service Director and Chief Technology Officer, Americas. Woohoo! Welcome, Shabana. You can introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So you want me to introduce myself in which regards? You already told everybody that my name is Shabana, so my full name is Shabana Ahmed Say. What else do you want me to say?
Whatever you feel like to say about yourself now, for our listeners thinking who is this Shabana.
Okay, well, that's multidimensional. I'm very multifaceted, but let's start with the basics. So my name is Shabana. My first name is Shabana, so call me Shabana. If you ever see me in that road out there, like in the streets, you can say hi, you can say salam. I answer to both usually. I am originally from Afghanistan, but I grew up outside of Afghanistan in refugee camps of Pakistan and here in Finland for the past 20-something years. I am work-wise, like my education background is in physics, and as you already gave my titles, I can tell you that I work in a startup, like clean tech startup here in Finland called Altum Technologies. I live with my mom here in Finland, and then I have family across the world, in the US, Canada, France, and some other places that, list is too long. And a fun fact about me and my family is that I have 25 nieces and nephews. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. That is, 25 nieces and nephews. MashaAllah, that's very, very nice. I mean, big family then.
Yes, alhamdulillah for that.
So you're kind of the cool auntie, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm the youngest of my siblings. And since I'm not married and I don't have kids, it basically means that I get to spoil my nieces and nephews, and they love me because I'm the aunt that, is able to travel more often.
Yeah, you're the cool aunt, like doing everything, all the stuff that parents don't do.
That's basically at least all the stuff their parents would not give them permission, but yes.
Yeah. That's the whole thing about being an auntie. You just do exactly the things that the parents don't let you. No.
Yes, but since it is Ramadan, I have to emphasize that all things halal.
Yeah, yes, so. Of course, always halal. We aunties keep always halal. I mean, I only have one niece and 3 nephews, but keep it halal. But every now and then you just give them a chocolate bite.
I think my nieces and nephews respond well to ice cream and cake, but chocolate is okay too.
For me, it's like cookies and chocolates and what chips I have in my pockets. I got them everywhere now. But hey, it's really interesting. I mean, when I first met you, I've heard things about you a lot from other friends, and when I finally first met you, I was like, for me at least, it was very immediately back then I thought like, oh my god, I would love to talk with you more, interview, or like ask, because I don't know, I mean, I was born in Finland, raised in Finland. I've traveled, of course, to meet relatives and families around the world, but I mean, seeing someone else having like completely different, like where they were born and like how they got here in Finland, it's just so interesting to listen to and see the like experience you've had. So you were born in Afghanistan, and then from there you went to the Pakistan, yes. Do you remember any of those times, or were you too little?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, so I was born in Afghanistan roughly when, this is gonna make me sound old. When the Soviet Union basically left Afghanistan, I was born then during like civil war, and then because my family, like my brother, half brothers and them, they were in prison because of the fact that they were like academics as well as my dad. As soon as they got out of prison, during Civil War, my family left Afghanistan. My brothers, so I'm going to refer to my half brothers and sisters and my brothers and sisters because that's how we are culturally. We
Yes. Okay.
don't specify that it's half or step or something. They're family.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they left for France and Canada, and my family at that time, like, we couldn't afford to get all our family abroad. So my brother, my sister, my parents, we moved to Pakistan. We were in the refugee camps of Pakistan for like 7 years. So I was like roughly,
SubhanAllah, that's a long time.
It was a very long time, and it was a very, let's say, not an easy life. Let's just say that, when you think of child labor, I've been a child labor with my family.
No.
Like, we worked.
That's so. I mean, for me, it's just because I've been only in Finland. It's hard for me to even imagine, like, what you have been through. And of course, if it's too difficult to talk about, no worries. But whatever you can answer, it just I think many listeners, and especially me here, is very interested to ask, like, since you have been there, you know what's going on, and even what's happening right now around the world, you can, feel the same, like the connection there, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so the situation in Yemen, the situation in Palestine, the situation in Ukraine right now, the situation with Syria, like, every time something has happened through our lifetime, right? It's been kind of triggering memories and emotions that I didn't even necessarily realize that I had when it comes to my own past and my own childhood. So yeah, I'm not going to say go around saying that it's very easy to have that kind of a background, but alhamdulillah, it's also been a blessing in the sense that it has made me be more compassionate and empathic to people coming from that kind of a background, because it means that I don't have to be given a reason to care. Like, if you think, like, look at, well, I gotta be blunt. If you look at the Western world, they didn't care about what happened in Afghanistan, in Iraq, or Syria, or Palestine, or Yemen until Russia attacked Ukraine. And now everybody has woken up. They're like, oh my God, it's a possibility that we can also, like, experience this, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't need Ukraine. I didn't need Ukraine to get attacked for me to feel the pain of the people, because I'd already gone through it. So I think if you have experienced these things, and the proximity becomes shorter, and it makes you realize that life is too short to take anything for granted. And alhamdulillah, any opportunity that you have to work on yourself and work on your relationship with your creator, and also work on your relationship with your friends and family and stuff. Don't take anything for granted, because you do not know what's going to happen, the next minute. But yeah, so it's been I don't mind talking about it, so I can tell you, like, roughly.
Yeah, I think that's a really good advice, especially, like, to not take anything granted. I'm half Palestinian, and for me, it's like, when I hear my dad's stories when he left, like, Palestine, I can somehow, like, feel and be empathic and understand more. But then when I talk to people who actually still are there, or who just got away from Palestine or Yemen or Syria, Iraq, or it's a completely different feeling, completely different stories, and always a new world for me, since I've only been in Finland and I've only heard, like, stories from my dad and my dad's side of family. So in a sense, I really wish, like, when I went to school or talked to people who knew nothing, I always was really, like, trying to explain in a way that, like, to understand, like, do you understand what's happening in the world? But now that what happens in the Ukraine, I feel so shocked. Suddenly, a lot of people realize, like, oh, this can happen, and I was like, yeah, well, it's been happening, like, everywhere else. But I think.
But that's the thing, as long as it's not happening to you, as long as it's not happening to somebody, you don't. It doesn't affect you. You think of it. You think it's a human thing. Maybe it's a defense mechanism that we think that as long as it's not affecting me, then everything is fine. And it's unfortunate. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like, seriously protect everybody, Muslim or non-Muslim. We're all humans, and we are all we all have until our last breath, we have the opportunity to find our way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have a better relationship, right?
Yeah.
So may God protect us, and may God protect the Ukrainian people, and may, well, let's say, like, may we wake up at the end of Ramadan to a world that has no war, no famine, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
inshallah, everything will become better, and I really hope that even like the people in Ukraine will have a safe place now somewhere, and I really hope that like in the future it would go in a better way now that more people have been awakened like of the situation. And I mean, alhamdulillah, everything, I mean everything happens for a reason, so I really hope, inshallah, everything will go well everywhere. And all to you listeners, if you know someone or anyone you want to talk to, always go and talk, because I know for a fact that when I hear a lot of negative news or something, I really need someone close to talk to about. So otherwise I just close myself in my room. So I really hope everyone has,
you know, my trick for that.
Yeah.
My trick is that whenever I feel emotionally like overwhelmed because of the around the world, I first of all take some time off. Like basically, I cocoon at home. I go to the we have a couch. It's my favorite couch. I go to that couch, lay on it, watch anime until I feel better, and then I'm like, okay, now I can talk about things.
That's a really nice way. I mean, watch anime does truly help for me.
Anime absolutely help, I think, because of the fact that you know, it's so far removed from reality that it helps you detach.
It's very fictional.
I don't know. Yes, exactly. So don't quote me, anybody, by the way, if you guys are studying psychology. I don't know if this is a good coping mechanism, but it works for me.
Yeah, that is good to remember. Like what works for other people doesn't always work for you. For me, personally, I watch when I really are stressed, I go and watch these satisfying videos on YouTube. Like they're like just about cats going into a box. It's just so satisfying, and it just calms me down in a weird way.
No, but that's not bad. I thought you were about to tell me that I watch those videos where people pop their pimples. I'm like, please don't tell me you're one of those people. That's kind of gross.
No, I know some people do watch this, but for me it's like I can't. I mean, I can't watch something like where people like with pimples or something. No, but I mean more like all the fluffy things and funny things, and there's even one who helps. I don't know. This might sound so weird, but I sometimes I do watch a guy who helps like to repair cows, their not feet. It's not called feet, but their
the hoof.
Yeah.
Is it a hoof? I think it's a hoof.
I think probably. I don't remember it in English.
Let's just say something.
It's a cow's feet, but not feet. I mean, imagine a cow having feet. That's so. I think
it's a hoof.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But
this is why. You know, this is why we should pay attention during biology classes.
Yeah, we do. Because, I mean, and when it's hard when you speak like 3-4 languages and you have like specific words in some languages, and you might not I mean, your brain doesn't like click like, oh, what is in Finnish, what is in German, what is in Arabic. But anyways, I watch how that guy repairs them, and it's so calming and soothing in a weird way that I don't know why I watch it, but that's me and other 1 million people watching it. But no, I think everyone has their own type of relaxing ways to relax themselves. Is it by talking or watching videos or anime or K-dramas?
Yeah. No, for me, when I try to fall asleep at night, I listen to Adkar, and like my favorite reciter is what is it? Omar Al-Hashim or Hisham? What is it? Let me look it up. Just give me 1 second while I'm talking. So it is Omar Hisham Al-Arabi. He has like a beautiful voice and amazing
I think
recitation.
I've
So I've made
heard
like
about him.
so I've made like 2 playlists on YouTube. One is for morning athkar, which includes like morning duas, morning athkar in like full, and then Surah Yasin and then for night it's like Surah Mulk, like Ayat al-Kursi, and then the dua before sleeping. So it's like, I don't know, I like them so. But anyways, how did we end up on the duas and athkar and YouTube and
I think it's really great because I mean everyone has their like different recitator rituals, kind of what they who they listen to or who they want to listen. It's really awesome, and for me it's I mean
go ahead.
no I was just saying it. Everyone has their own playlist there somewhere, but anyways, I actually wanted to ask you about your occupation, since I was actually really interested in it, on what you do, because when you first told me that you're a technical service director and a chief technology officer in America, it sounds so huge. And like, what is it like exactly you do?
So it sounds huge because it is huge. So I work in a startup company, and the thing with startup companies are when you like they're smaller companies, which means that we don't have a lot of staff, and when you are understaffed, the same person does multiple things, like a lot of roles. Like we in English you say that, like, I'm wearing many hats. So in Finland, for example, so our company, first of all, we have our main company, in Finnish it's like konserni, that is here in Helsinki, Finland, and it's a Finnish company. It's funded by Finnish people. It actually started in the laboratory where I was a student. The main company is here in Finland, and then we have a subsidiary or a daughter company, tytäryhtiö, in the US. And so I started working with this company since like basically day one, and I've been around now here for like 5 years, almost 5 years. And the main company, I'm a service director. What does service director mean? It literally means that it includes technical evaluation. So when a customer approaches us and says that, hey, we need help with X, Y, and Z, I evaluate along with my colleagues that whether can we offer them the service that they need, and how do we offer the service, what kind of equipment and what kind of package do they need, and based on that, like, we offer the service. Then once they have accepted our proposal, then I do the implementation of the service, along with, again, I don't do everything alone, but I have like coworkers that we work together. From implementation to monitoring to delivery, all of them falls under service director. And then what does the chief technical officer Americas mean? It basically means that I am the CTO of our subsidiary or daughter company in the US. So our company in the US, it has 2 employees, the CEO of CEO Americas, and then me. And over there, I basically am in charge of everything technical, because it's just 2 of us. I don't live in the US full time, but I live between Finland and the US. I serve as a technical person with all the responsibilities of a technical officer. Our customers in the continent of America, so that includes North America as well as South America.
Okay, because when I first heard that you're in America, I was first confused, like, wait, what? Like, oh, you were probably just in a vacation visit, but then you thought, no, you were working there and you're half there and half feel. I was a bit confused, like, oh, wait, what? Like, I want to know more. Like, how?
Yeah, I mean, when our company decided to extend its customer list portfolio, then we also expanded towards the US market and North America mainly. But in the past, 2 years that we've been in the US, we have also had customers from South America, and we also have like customers in Far East Asia and stuff like that. But I'm mainly responsible for Americas. And I mean, it's been fun. As I said, I literally do anything you can think of. I help our sales team. I help our marketing team. I help our technical team. I get my hands dirty in the laboratory.
That's so cool, because I mean, for me, I know since I've been studying like international business, and we go. I'm not specialized in one thing, but we go through like all, like everything, like what belongs to, like from finance, accounting to marketing and economy and all that. But for me, especially, I know for my personality, I'm a person who needs to be in an environment to have kind of everything. So I know for a fact that when I, for example, that's why I marketing, I did a specialization in South Korea, because I know marketing is so diverse and always changes, and it's not always, it's not like 2 + 2, it's 4. It sometimes can be 5 or 6 or whatever in the terms of marketing and digital marketing. And that's why I mean, I love it. Like sometimes I say to people, if I could be a doctor who is a professional photographer who also travels around the world and does something with laboratory stuff and anything finance and hiking and somewhere, and also having a business, yeah, that would be me. But I know that's impossible to do all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
never say never. I mean, look at my role. I studied physics at the university, right? So I never thought I would sit there and look at proposals, or I would do budget calculations or project management or anything like that. I was like, I'm going to stay as far away from people as possible. I'm going to only deal with machinery and equipments, and and then here I am literally like dealing with our customers on a daily basis. So
I think, yeah,
but it's been
that is when you think of something and then you end up in something very different.
Yeah, but alhamdulillah, it's been a good experience. It's like never have I had like days where I've been like, oh, this is boring, I want to like go change my job. It's every day is like, oh my God, there are so many new things. How am I going to keep up with learning all of these things? Alhamdulillah, like I'm grateful, and I look forward to seeing how much more I can learn in this position and in this company. That's what at the end of the day matters. Like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people growing up, like growing
into your,
yeah,
like, yeah.
I don't know how to say, but like, I mean, for me, like
growing in your own field and position, basically.
Yeah.
Skill development, I guess, is what we're talking about.
Yes, because when you're in one position and when you already know, and it's not challenging anymore, I think it is as like in a human self, like in biology, like I mean, some people just like it and just stay there, and they like that's okay too. But I think like most of people feel like they need to challenge themselves or do something new or exciting or something completely different to feel like living or something. And that,
see, that's the issue that I do not have in this job. I feel like I'm getting challenged all the time.
Yeah, and that's very cool. That's exactly what I myself am looking for, which is also why I'm doing this Ramana Radio, because this is my 3rd year with Ramana Radio, and every time I'm doing this, it's always something new, it's always a new challenge. Like every time when I say to myself, okay, oh, this is easy, I got this, like I can do it, like no problem. But the minute I start doing it, I'm like, oh wait, hold on, this and this and this and oh, this one and oh, and it's very different. And since I'm in a different position in every year, this year I'm basically producing and making shows and streaming and uploading. It's a very challenging and very interesting. Like I can see myself do this for a really long time too, and I really recommend other people, when you're looking for a job or anything, to work in a place where you feel comfortable and you grow there.
Like, Yes, definitely make sure it's an environment that's about diversity, that they're not very, yeah, they're pro diversity, they're pro challenging you, they're very balanced in treatment of their employees, regardless of ethnicity, religion, gender, all these things.
Yeah.
And I would say, yeah, I know it's good to make a lot of money, but I would say make sure you love what you do,
Yeah.
because if you don't like what you do and the pay is not necessarily always good, then it's going to be really hard to be motivated and to stay there, to do the job.
Yes.
Like there is a saying that like there are three things about a job. You either love who you work with, you love what you do, or you get paid really well. You have to have minimum two of these to be happy at that workplace. So I would say my personal experience has been that more than the money thing, make sure that the people are the kind of people you want to work with, and that what you do is challenging and like fun. Like you enjoy doing it, you don't mind learning, you don't mind putting that extra dot after your sentence because it's so much fun.
What do you say to people who do find themselves in a situation where they are currently working, but they don't love what they do, but they also think that they don't have any other option? Like, do you have any advice for that? Wise, like, there are a lot of people in situation when I ask them like, oh, why don't you just quit the job and find something else? They say they don't have an option to. Well, there are many reasons why, but I sometimes do feel that they put themselves in a box, like, oh, I don't have any other option. I have to do this job, even if I hate it.
Okay, so I mean, I understand we all have bills to pay, the life to live, and we might even have family that we need to support, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that if you feel like you need to do the job for those reasons, then continue doing the job, but at the same time, apply for other jobs so that you can transition from one job to another job without having to quit and be payless in between. If you feel like you don't have enough expertise or knowledge or anything, my goodness, like internet is full of different kind of free courses. Even LinkedIn offers free courses for different kind of skills. Look into what you're interested, or look if you're the kind of person that doesn't care about liking what you do, then I would say look into positions and jobs that are available in the market and see what kind of qualification they need. Especially since we live in Finland, education is free or almost free. Like you can apply to different schools, you can go to open university, get the skills. It's not that hard. I know it feels impossible to have a full-time job and also to do studying, but believe it or not, I've been working full-time since I was 15. Okay, sorry, 16. 15, I started part-time. I've been working full-time, and I've been also like going to university, and I've had business endeavors, and I've had lots of volunteer work. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm going to say it's going to also mold you. It's going to force you to grow, and it's going to teach you a lot of things that you don't even realize that you can learn by different kind of tasks. Like go volunteer, pick up the skills, watch YouTube videos. There are tons of YouTube videos about different kind of tasks. So it's not impossible. It is hard, especially if you have bad experiences with like prejudice and stuff like that. If you have a difficult name and people cannot pronounce it, or you think they cannot pronounce it, and because of your name alone but you feel like your CV is not even looked at, I would say still apply. I mean, it's going to be hard.
Like, one person might actually look at it and that might be like the greatest opinion, like opportunity. I mean, and I also think, I mean, that's a really great advice. Also, like in my school, one of my teachers told me many times just to put all your skills, like get the skills. And there's so many different ways to get skills, and there's so many free courses everywhere in the internet that are like certified. And when you put those in CVs and in your description that you have the skills, like I do believe that there is the good HR people when they look at the look at the CVs and proposals that, hey, this one human being is ours.
Yeah, absolutely. And two other things that I always want to say to, especially our Muslim youth, is one, learn to network. So make friends. You don't have to become best friends with everybody, but it's good to know people, because in most jobs, it's not necessarily like what you know, it's also who you know. So, for example, I have had friends that have come and worked in our company simply because they knew me. They asked me like, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" And I've been like, "Yeah, sure." Like, just send that open application to our company, and I'll tell our company that, yeah, this person, I know this person. Not because they were not qualified, but it helps, when somebody can vouch for your qualification. So that's one thing. And then the other thing, have a LinkedIn account, seriously, and keep the LinkedIn account always up to date with information about your skills, about your education, about your job experience, even if the thing that you think is ridiculous. Like, for example, you've been, I don't know, what's something we don't necessarily respect that much, but it's really sad because I think it's a really good skill. Oh, for example, picking berries, right? You think that nobody's going to care that I have had that kind of a job experience. Believe it or not, that job is a very difficult job. It's about resilience, it's about working with your hands, it's being about outside, it's working with even harsh environments. So if worked in that kind of
Yeah.
environment, and even if it's been for a couple months, put that on your CV. Once you gain more and more experience in your own field, then you can maybe hide those or remove those. But at the beginning, when you're applying for a job and you're new and you're fresh out of high school, then literally any experience you have, you put it in there.
Yes, that's really I think very important. And I also want to add to that your mind, like people's mindset, like if your mindset is open and positive, it it can be seen like from the outside. But if you, I think when people think like, oh, I'm not gonna get it, oh, I'm not gonna do it, oh, I'm not, no, this is not gonna work, impossible, then of course it will be even harder to find something or do anything when you have that mindset that you're already prepared to failure. So I think
Oh, yes,
when you're like more
absolutely.
open to the fact that, hey, this might actually work and let's just try
Yeah.
out and be more positive, I think that's when most people have gotten their places when they suddenly like clicks on their head and they actually apply and have all those things, and suddenly now they're somewhere in big positions.
Yeah. I mean, see, here's the thing. The job descriptions say that you should have education in this. You should have like 5 to 10 years of work experience. But even then, if you know what you know that like you fill some of the criteria and you know that you can learn the other stuff on the go or during the 6 months of trial period that we have here in Finland, apply for it. You never know what the other person who's going to look at your application, what they have in mind. So I would say always try, always have like your language skills, your IT skills, your people skills, write them out. You don't have anything to lose by telling all the things you can do. That's how at least would be my advice.
That's a really great advice. I actually was going to ask you like, do you have any advice, and you just told like a lot of good advices. But anyways, I would, since I've been looking at the clock and we're running out of time, it should be like only a half an hour was my idea at the beginning. But I think whenever I mean, I know myself. If I start talking, it can be like 2 hours of me just talking. like I,
Oh no, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. No worries.
I mean, like if I could just have an open podcast, like all day, all day podcast, like people could just listen to me talk. But no, that's why I just checked the clock. And to summarize all this, I really wanna thank you, Shabana, to be with me, and I really admire you, and to
Likewise.
have you here as me interviewing you is really great and awesome. And I hope all the listeners are having a good day and really awesome Ramadan. Happy Ramadan to everyone. And and yeah, do you have anything to add, like a summarize all we
Well, I
have
mean,
said, all
yeah,
that have been said.
we literally jumped from one thing to another thing to
Yeah, we
another thing,
did.
and I don't feel like we have a full stop, but it's okay. I understand we're running out of time, so I would say that if you're unsure about what to do with like job application stuff, right? Like työvoimatoimisto, they have like different CV clinics. Get in touch with them, ask for help. Universities have these. You can, like, if anything, if you're unsure of how to get started with LinkedIn, as far as I'm concerned, you have my permission to go look at my profile and copy everything. Not the job titles, because that would be a lie, but the formatting and stuff.
Yeah.
You feel free, go use that and get started. If you have advice, you think that you might be a good suit for a suitable person for our company, I would say send that open application. I'm not making the decision. I'm not HR, but if we have something, I think there wouldn't be an issue like hiring people. And the more diverse you are, the more language skills you have, the more technical skills you have, the more administrative or hallinolliset skills you have. I would say apply to any company, not ours, any company, literally. Just apply and see what happens. Even if somebody says no to you, you don't lose anything. You just simply learn that, okay, well, rejection is part of life, and it's okay to get rejected. You don't lose anything.
That's really true, and I do support open application. A lot of companies, they don't necessarily have like open places to any specific, but they always have this open application, because they might be that HR, there could be like a situation where the company thinks, oh, we might need someone who knows this technical IT stuff, and then suddenly when someone sends an open application having exactly those skills, that could be like immediately hired without them actually going through looking for and making special like websites for applications.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're about to end. I want to just say something.
Yeah,
I have a coworker. The way he started working with us was literally like he went on Google, looked at company names on the Google map. He's not from Finland. He was Irish. So he's Irish, and he said that I literally clicked on the company, looked at their website, and saw that if they did something relevant to what I have studied, I basically filled an open application, and he did that to us too. He's like, I looked at their website, I saw that what do they need, like what kind of services they themselves offer, and then how can I fit in that company, and then I wrote my open application based on that. This guy literally did that, and that's how he moves from Ireland to Finland. So I would say
just go for it.
Exactly, just be creative. You don't lose anything by being creative. And with that being said, Sarah, thank you so much for having me. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and give you lots of rewards for the good work you do for the Muslim community, the Muslim youth community.
Thank you so much.
And Ramadan Kareem.
Yes, Ramadan Kareem to everyone. And until next time, I'll have another special guest. This show is all about special guests. Every time I have someone different.
For having me. Well, absolutely. I look forward to hearing my co-guest and hearing about their story and their life experiences.
Yes, enjoy listening, and I also comment and give feedbacks. I tell all listeners we are always open to listen to feedbacks and comments, and just like, I don't know how to say it, ehdotuksia.
Suggestions.
Yes. So always ready to listen. We're very open-minded people working here. That it's always good to see feedbacks. But anyways, let's end this before this continues for next hour. Well, no, yeah. Salam alaikum. Ramadan Kareem to all.
Ramadan Kareem.